quote. And then it does something constitutionally critical. It recognizes private enterprise, but it also requires that the economy function within the framework of national policy, that the market serves the nation rather than consuming it. The Constitution rejects both economic absolutism and state domination in a single breath. Market, yes. Planning, yes. Private property, yes. Social obligation, yes. And in Article 36(8), it declares that the right to own property carries a social obligation to serve the larger community. Property is not merely personal possession. It is a social instrument. This is not socialism. It is not a laissez-faire capitalism. It is constitutional moderation. Then Article 37 anchors Ghana's social order in quote, freedom, equality, justice, probity, and accountability, and expressly links these values to the fundamental human rights enshrined in Chapter 5 of the Constitution. This is no accident of drafting at all, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. It is a deliberate constitutional architecture. The same moral vocabulary that animates the preamble is carried forward into the directive principles of state policy. But we must also be clear about what the Constitution does and does not. The Constitution makes promises, and in other areas it is silent. So we say that which it has not promised. It does not guarantee uniform outcomes, by the way. It does not impose artificial sameness. What it demands is something both more modest and more profound. Equality before the law and equality of opportunity. It requires the state to create conditions in which every Ghanaian, regardless of birth, background, or belief, has a real and fair chance to pursue a life of dignity. What it demands is something, what that means is that there is a constitutional commitment, not enforced uniformity, but a structured fairness, not leveling down, but opening doors. This is a constitutional promise we betray every day, that fatigue carries burden in a wache kitchen with no pathway out. So when critics ask whether centrism is foreign to Ghana's political culture, the answer, the resounding constitutional answer, which I beg in all humility but with firmness of mind to submit, is a big no. Because centrism is not foreign to Ghana. Centrism is written into Ghana's constitutional DNA. Our challenge is not to invent centrism. Our challenge is to opportunize what the Constitution already envisions: a democratic state that balances liberty and justice, a market system that serves the common good, a republic where Fati's child has a much right to a future as the child of any minister, member of parliament, or judge in this land. That is not partisan philosophy. That is constitutional philosophy. And it is the only blueprint, I emphasize, the only blueprint worthy of growing a democracy. Now let me bring in Parliament, the NDPC, and the institutional guardians of centrism. Honorable Chair, a constitution that proclaims values without institutions to enforce them is little more than beautiful words on parchment. The framers understood this, and so they built the institutional machinery to translate centrist values into centrist governance. Two institutions above all others carry the responsibility: Parliament and the National Development Planning Commission. As you may be well aware, under Article 93(2) of the Constitution, legislative power of Ghana is vested in Parliament. Parliament is the